I'm Liz Bernier with HRPA. This is HR Today, and I'm here with Kelly Joscelyne from PwC. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. So you just presented a keynote session with Elizabeth about the He for She campaign and how to create a social movement.
Yes.
So could you just tell us a little bit about PwC's involvement, the process there, and your experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So a number of our leaders saw Emma Watson's very compelling speech that she delivered at the UN in September of 2014. And Elizabeth Nehemiah actually mentioned that in her speech. And they, after seeing that, thought, you know what, this is absolutely something that we should all be getting involved in. And as a big corporate and in the private sector, we actually have a big role that we should be playing and that we could be playing. PwC has 220,000 employees. We're based in 157 countries. We're one of the largest graduate recruiters in the world, and we've already achieved parity at our entry level. But we still have more to do when we look at women's representation in more senior roles. And so our leadership actually approached the UN and said, we saw Emma Watson deliver this speech. We'd really like to be involved. What can we do? And it was at the time that the UN were deciding to set up what they call the 10 by 10 by 10 impact champion process in order to drive the momentum. 10 corporates, 10 heads of states, and 10 universities. And we were one of the first 3 corporates to be invited to come and help support the cause. Which was pretty exciting. It was Unilever, Tupperware and PwC and our CEO. And at the time our CEO was Dennis Nally. It's now Bob Moretz who's moving forward to champion the cause. What was interesting, I think, was when we then went out to talk to our leadership to say, you know, we've been asked and given this incredible privilege to partner with the UN to help amplify the message about bringing men into the conversation. A lot of our people said, but what is it that you want us to do? You know, how can we really get behind it? And so we spent some time kind of thinking through not only an internal brand campaign to help our people connect with it. So that was kind of the first thing. We set up a website as a repository to allow our people to share their experiences, to access, you know, intelligence, access to speakers that are, you know, kind of opining on gender at the moment. But also to pledge their support and to share their points of view around gender equality and its importance and the benefits and so on. So we set up this website and then we made some very bold commitments to the UN.
Okay.
And each of the 10 impact champions were asked to do that. And our 3 big commitments, the first one was to get our people involved, so to pledge their support and to use our website to do that. The second one was to launch a global inclusion index, and I'm really proud that as at today we have 47% female representation on our network executive team, which is pretty great because, you know, in 2014 we sort of had around 20%, but it's taken us quite a bit to get there. So the launch of that inclusion index and to very publicly be transparent as well about what our numbers look like. And then the third thing was to develop a really innovative gender IQ curriculum. And I had the opportunity to talk about that today and to obviously launch and encourage participants here to take it back to their corporates and to get involved. So our involvement was not only inspired by what the UN were doing, firstly, our leadership wanting to get behind it, but then thirdly, our people saying, what can we do to make a difference? And it's those kind of 3 components against the curriculum that helped us shape the messages that we would push out to our employees and getting them involved. So it's a bit of an honour, really. I mean, it was a treat, obviously, to be on stage with Elizabeth, but it's something that everybody should get behind, and we need to bring more men into the conversation. It's not just a women's issue.
So for the people sitting here today watching your keynote or watching this video thinking, I'd like to get involved with that too in my organization, what would you recommend as the first steps?
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is please get involved. Please get involved. And you can find a whole bunch more information if you go into heforshe.org. You can also go into heforshe.pwc.com and you'll actually find some of the actions that I talked about during my keynote today. That's all public information and would love people to have a look at that and to give us thoughts and to share their experiences in that public site as well. So that would be great. I guess the next thing that I would say in terms of getting involved is not only commit your support, but go through those actions and start making some of those necessary behavioural changes that actually will make a difference. Because it's not just about saying, you know, I believe in gender equality, it's the right thing to do. I'm actually going to bring, you know, my male counterparts and peers into the conversation. But it's actually starting to espouse those behaviours that actually make a difference, challenging stereotypes, thinking about our unconscious biases, thinking about the networks that we're involved in, how we can make them more inclusive and invite others to participate, calling on more voices, different people, thinking about when we're invited to sit on panels and things and ensuring that there's good gender representation and balance. And I guess last but not least, you know, take gender equality home. If you're a guy, think about how much you're supporting your spouse at home. You know, the balance of responsibilities is really important, and it enables and helps women to stay in the workforce as well.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your experiences with us. This is HR Today, and I'm Liz Bernier. Thanks for watching.